It has been an outstanding season for Port Adelaide. After an 0-5 start last season, resulting in a 12th place finish, the Power are back, currently 12-2 with a club record 11 game win streak. They are set up for a top 2 finish and a home qualifying final. It has also set up Ken Hinkley for a new contract extension with pressure mounting on him early in the year. So how have the Power sparked back to the top of the AFL so quickly? Port's style of play is clear to see. Their plan is to get the ball forward quick and lock it inside their forward half. They are the number 1 inside 50 team per game and number 2 tackle team inside 50 per game. It shows they can lock the ball in with pressure, repelling dump kicks out from their forward line and getting repeat inside 50s. They are once again a top 5 clearance team with the best centre bounce group in the AFL. Their speed is further evident as they are bottom half for disposals and last for marks per game. Their offense is potent, and with the repeat inside 50s, they are 4th for goals per game. The biggest reason Port Adelaide have stormed the competition is through the middle of the ground. Port were a top 5 clearance side in 2022, but in 2023, the dynamics of the midfield is entirely different. Veteran Travis Boak has been moved out of centre bounces, playing far more wing. His 2022 centre bounce attendances were at 61% and are now at just 17%. Brownlow medalist Ollie Wines has failed to recapture his 2021 form, and his centre bounce attendances sit at just 55% for the year, although he still plays a great ball gathering role. Willem Drew follows in a similar role to Wines, attending 42% of the centre bounces, adding an option as a defensive stopper if an opposing midfielder gets busy. It's the youthful trio of Butters, Rosie and Jason Horne-Francis that have led this transformed midfield. Rosie has continued on from his 2022 All-Australian year, averaging 25 disposals, 500 metres gained and 6.8 score involvements per game. He has also kicked 10 goals and been a blistering weapon for Port Adelaide. He has unmatched lateral movement and springy feet while having a career year with the contested side of his game. Horne-Francis came with expectation and has easily met them, if not exceeded. In his second year, he has attended 58% of Port Adelaide's centre bounces, much more than I originally thought, especially with a limited pre-season and off-season surgery. His 18.3 disposals per game aren't huge, but with almost 10 contested possessions per game and 5 clearances, he is another contested ball winner with Wines and Drew, but also has the game-breaking burst and power few others have. Playing forward, he is equally as dangerous. His round 1 game against the Lions and his round 10 game against Melbourne is an ominous sign of Horne-Francis and his future in the AFL. The star of stars in the midfield is dynamite Zach Butters. He is leading the AFL Coaches Association votes, will be at least top 5 in the AFL MVP voting, and might end up the 2023 Brownlow medalist to go alongside a first All-Australian Blazer. Butters' improvement has been absurd this year. Currently, Butters is the 5th highest rated player of the season. Butters is still slight in frame, but his speed and dash is eye-catching and nearly unstoppable. He doesn't sacrifice his inside game, however. 11 contested possessions per game and nearly 5 clearances show a great balance in his game. 9 goals and 6.7 score involvements undersell his importance in the speed in which Port play with. He is a creative kick and pulls off the corridor risks the Power like to take. Port have the ball-winning ability, outside speed and depth in the midfield. They have handed the keys to the kids, and so far they are driving them to lots of wins. The forward line of Port Adelaide has the traditional setup most strong sides have, but the individual spark plugs and talent make it more dynamic than others. Charlie Dixon is still the focal point, and while he has missed 5 games, his 17 goals and presence alone is great. Mix in 21 goals, an improvement from Todd Marshall, and a huge career year for Jeremy Finlayson, who is also a reliable second ruckman to Scott Lysette. Darcy Byrne-Jones has been reinvented as a small forward, also playing defensive forward roles on opposition defenders, while chipping in with the forward pressure Port need to lock the ball in their half of the ground. Pal Pepper is the crazy live wire that roams high up the ground while getting back forward. His 17 goals also don't point to the importance of his physicality and crowd showmanship to the Power. Throw in Junior Rioli or mid-season recruit Quinton Narkle and one of Rosie, Butters or Jason Horne-Francis. Port's forward line has serious firepower while keeping a solid structure. This balanced system also follows into their defence. Ali has taken more responsibility on the opposition's best forward while still maintaining 3.1 intercept marks and 8 intercept possessions per game. His partner, Trent McKenzie, is the one weak point in this side, but he's still been serviceable. Houston and Kane Farrell are the rebounding flankers. Farrell has a massive left leg that can quickly get the ball going forward, while Houston's 22 disposals at 80% help Port transition the ball out of defence safely. Miles Bergman has been a regular feature this season and helps offset the intercept responsibility off of Aliir while still defending his direct matchup at a strong level. Rookie Dylan Williams has been the real breakout defender, not missing a game since round 4 and being a solid all-round medium-sized defender. It has all started from the middle of the ground for Port Adelaide. They have clearly decided to give the responsibility of the team's present to its young core. They are set up perfectly to challenge for a premiership this year. Time will tell whether Port's new wave can deliver now, but no matter what happens, Port Adelaide's future is in great hands.